Welcome to this fascinating exploration of the Cheesecake Cracking Paradox, where we'll discover why gentler heat creates denser cakes, while harsher heat creates lighter ones that crack. Let me start by explaining what this paradox is all about. When you bake a cheesecake slowly at lower temperatures, you get a dense, uniform structure with minimal air pockets and no cracks on the surface. But when you use higher temperatures, the cheesecake becomes lighter and fluffier inside, yet the surface develops cracks as it cools. Here's the paradox. Harsher heat, which you'd think would toughen the texture, actually yields a lighter crumb while simultaneously creating stress that fractures the top. On the left, we have a slow-baked cheesecake with a dense, uniform structure. On the right, a fast-baked one with larger air pockets and visible cracks on top. Now let's dive into the physics that explains this counterintuitive behavior. The first key factor is steam and gas expansion during baking. A typical cheesecake contains significant water content from cream cheese, eggs, and heavy cream. Here's a critical fact. When water converts to steam, it expands by a factor of about 1,600 times its original volume. The expansion ratio of steam to water is approximately 1,600 to 1. You might ask, why does baking temperature matter for this expansion? The answer is that higher heat creates steam faster than it can escape through the batter, creating pressure that forms bubbles. At low temperatures, steam forms slowly and escapes gradually. At high temperatures, steam forms rapidly and gets trapped, creating bubbles. We can understand this better using the ideal gas law. The ideal gas law states that pressure times volume equals the number of moles times the gas constant times temperature. P is pressure, V is volume, and T is absolute temperature in Kelvin. At constant volume, pressure is directly proportional to temperature. Higher temperature means higher pressure inside the bubbles. Let's calculate the actual pressure inside a steam bubble during high-temperature baking. Low-temperature baking at 150 Celsius corresponds to 423 Kelvin. High-temperature baking at 200 Celsius is 473 Kelvin. The pressure ratio is the temperature ratio, which gives us 1.12. That's a 12% increase in pressure. This 12% increase in pressure creates significantly more mechanical stress on the protein network. The second key factor is how the protein network forms. Eggs and cream cheese contain proteins that unfold and bond together when heated, a process called denaturation. Slow heating allows proteins to denature gradually and form a uniform, interconnected network throughout the entire cheesecake. Fast heating causes the proteins on the surface to denature much more quickly than those in the center. In slow baking, the protein network forms uniformly. In fast baking, a rigid skin forms on top while the interior is still setting. We can model heat transfer using the thermal diffusion equation. The rate of temperature change equals the thermal diffusivity times the Laplacian of temperature. Alpha is the thermal diffusivity, which for cheesecake batter is approximately 0.15 millimeters squared per second. The thermal diffusivity of cheesecake is about 0.15 millimeters squared per second. Here's an interesting question. How long does it take for heat to penetrate to the center of a typical 5 centimeter deep cheesecake? Using the characteristic time formula, we get about 16,700 seconds, which is roughly 4.5 hours. It takes approximately 4.5 hours for the center to reach the same temperature as the edges. Now let's understand exactly why cracks form in high-temperature baking. Stage 1. The high temperature causes the surface proteins to set quickly, creating a rigid top layer. Stage 2. Meanwhile, the interior is still heating up and steam continues to expand, pushing upward. Stage 3. When the cheesecake cools, the interior contracts more than the already set surface. The surface cannot accommodate this differential contraction, so it cracks to relieve the stress. First, a rigid top forms, then interior pressure pushes up, finally cooling causes the surface to crack. Let me give you a helpful analogy using bread baking. When you bake bread at high temperature, the crust forms quickly, trapping steam inside and creating a light, airy interior. Bakers score lines in bread dough to allow controlled expansion as steam escapes through designated channels. Cheesecake has no such relief mechanism, so when stress builds up, cracks form randomly across the surface. Bread has controlled scoring lines while cheesecake develops random cracks. We can quantify the stress that causes cracking using thermal stress equations. Thermal stress equals Young's modulus times the coefficient of thermal expansion times the temperature change. E is Young's modulus, which measures how stiff the material is. For set cheesecake, this is about 10 to 20 kilopascals. Alpha express is the coefficient of thermal expansion, about 300 microstrain per degree Celsius for dairy products. For a 50-degree temperature difference, we get stress of about 225 pascals. This stress exceeds the tensile strength of the partially set protein network, causing it to fracture. Here's another analogy that helps explain thermal stress. If you pour cold water on hot ceramic, it cracks because the surface contracts faster than the interior. The differential contraction rate between surface and interior creates stress beyond what the material can handle. Cheesecake cooling works exactly the same way, just more gradually over time. Rapid cooling cracks ceramic, just like gradual cooling cracks cheesecake. Same mechanism, different timescales. Now let's understand why lower temperature baking prevents cracks. At lower temperatures, the temperature difference between surface and center is much smaller throughout the entire baking process. Proteins set more slowly, giving the structure time to relax and accommodate any small stresses that develop. Less steam is produced per unit time, so internal pressure remains low and bubbles can escape gradually. The temperature gradient is small when baking at low temperature, minimizing thermal stress. The resulting structure is denser because fewer bubbles form, but it's completely crack-free because stress never builds up. You might wonder, is it possible to get a light, fluffy texture without getting cracks? The answer is yes, by using a water bath technique that moderates the heating rate. Let's understand the physics of the water bath method. A water bath limits the maximum temperature to 100 degrees Celsius, preventing the cheesecake from getting too hot. Water has a very high specific heat capacity, which moderates temperature swings and provides gentle, even heating. The specific heat capacity of water is 4.18 kilojoules per kilogram Kelvin, much higher than air. Air's specific heat is only 1.01 kilojoules per kilogram Kelvin. This combination provides even heating while still allowing some steam expansion for a lighter texture, but without the stress that causes cracks. The water bath surrounds the cheesecake pan, providing gentle, even heat from all sides. The cooling process is just as important as the baking process. Rapid cooling increases the temperature gradient, and therefore the thermal stress in the structure. Professional bakers know to cool cheesecakes gradually by leaving them in the turned-off oven with the door slightly open. The rate of temperature change with time should be minimized during cooling to prevent crack formation. An ideal cooling rate is approximately 20 degrees Celsius per hour, which gives the structure time to relax. Let's zoom in to the molecular scale to understand what's happening to the proteins. Egg proteins begin to denature between 60 and 80 degrees Celsius, unfolding from their native structure. Casein proteins from the cream cheese start to aggregate around 70 degrees Celsius. When heating is too fast, proteins bond together before they've had time to align optimally, creating a weaker network. Slow heating allows proteins to gradually unfold and bond in optimal configurations, creating a stronger, more uniform network. Slow heating creates an ordered protein network, while fast heating creates a disordered, weaker structure. Let me summarize the key numerical parameters we've discussed. Steam expands 1,600 times when water vaporizes. Thermal diffusivity of cheesecake batter is 0.15 millimeters squared per second. Time for complete thermal equilibration in a typical cheesecake is about 4.5 hours. Thermal stress from rapid cooling is approximately 225 pascals. Protein denaturation occurs between 60 and 80 degrees Celsius. What are the practical implications of all this science? For a dense, crack-free texture, bake at 150 degrees Celsius for about 90 minutes. For a lighter texture without cracks, use a water bath at 160 to 170 degrees Celsius. Always cool gradually in the turned-off oven for at least 1 hour. Then refrigerate for several hours before serving to allow the structure to fully set. Now we can fully resolve the paradox we started with. Harsher heat doesn't actually toughen the texture. Instead, it creates differential heating rates between surface and interior. The lighter texture comes from steam that gets trapped and expands rapidly before it can escape. The cracks that form are the structure's way of relieving thermal stress, not a sign of structural weakness in the material it. Gentler heat creates uniformity but also density because steam escapes. Harsher heat creates lightness from trapped steam but also creates stress from differential expansion. The paradox is resolved when we understand these are fundamentally different physical processes operating on different timescales. Let me leave you with one final analogy that ties everything together. If you inflate a balloon slowly, it expands uniformly with no weak spots or irregularities. If you inflate it rapidly, the rubber becomes thin in certain places, and the balloon may burst. Cheesecake works exactly the same way, with steam acting as the inflating agent and the protein network as the balloon material. A slowly inflated balloon stays uniform, while rapid inflation creates weak spots and potential rupture, just like our cheesecake. Let me conclude this exploration of the cheesecake cracking paradox. Physics, particularly thermodynamics and material science, completely explains this counterintuitive baking behavior. The key mechanisms at play are thermal diffusion through the batter and the enormous volume expansion of water to steam. Understanding these principles allows bakers to choose the right technique for their desired outcome. This example shows how science and cooking are beautifully intertwined, with fundamental physics governing everyday culinary experiences.